Hi, I'm Blake Lindsay, Manager of Communications with the Dallas Lighthouse for the Blind. Recently, I sat down with our President and CEO, Hugh McElroy, to look at some photos of the Lighthouse operations on Capitol Avenue in Dallas. Since I'm totally blind, I asked Hugh if he would describe the contents of the photos. And well, you're in for a treat. I hope you enjoy this narrated tour of the Dallas Lighthouse for the Blind. And if you haven't already, I would like to encourage you to visit the Dallas Lighthouse for the Blind on Facebook, and to be sure to like our page.
Our next view is a gentleman with blindness, and he is also working at a sewing machine. He's taken a piece of silk material that has been embroidered with a name, and he's putting a seam to close it up. It happens to be some spaware, not spyware, but spaware, meaning that if I was a lovely person and I was looking to go, I mean, it's pink and it has, colors that usually a lady might be wanting to go to the spa with, and she brings her own pillow or her own mask and various things that she is very fond of, and for her own sense of well-being, hygiene, style, whatever is causing the person to have this. But we create very extremely delicate things out of the finest silk, and I don't mean fine expensive, I mean fine, like, it's very dense, beautiful, pink, pastel colors, and this gentleman, through assistive technology, is also aided because there's holding fixtures to keep the silk, which, by the way, is a very slippery substance. It's also very unruly. Silk will shape all over the place. It'll squirt out the sides, and holding on to it while you're trying to, take control of it is not an easy task. So this gentleman is an excellent artisan and does a beautiful job at producing this and many other, carefully made articles. Other than the chaos of all of these bright colors and things that look like sticks and tubes, this is the vault, and a section of it. And what you're looking at are, for the most part, there are some synthetics, but most in the picture here are organic material that would be used in the production of garments. Some are absolutely beautiful silks, and there's some linen there. There are colors that fuchsia, there's bright gold, yellow, there are greens and orange, burnt orange, and teal, all these, and there's one appears to be fairly that could be white or an off-white material. There's also a black material with an edge and a color. That's where we store the raw materials that ultimately are transformed through artisanship into totally beautiful garments, each a handcrafted item, and they're produced at this point in time mainly as women's fashion. However, that's evolving, and we have men's fashion too. Some of this is owned by us, some of it's owned by Tishcox, but it's kept in a vault that's secured. There's Maria. Maria is visually impaired. She has low vision. She wears sunglasses. She also has magnification. There's more examples of adaptive technology, intense light, holding fixtures. It's a close-up of her sewing, and she is in the Tishcox area. We have a close-up of the sewing machine head, and the fixtures and various things that are around it. I see a person's hands, who appeared to be masculine, with a wedding ring. This is a view of the industrial production area in textiles, mainly of safety garments, which we have also seen, I think, in very small sections, but this is more of a macro view. Doesn't have it all, but it has quite a bit, and it does not show the automation assembly line, which would be over to the right and is off screen. It doesn't show the manual cutting, which would be off to the left. But what it does show is a selection of machines that there's order, transport equipment. There's information at each of the workstations, self-containment, modern type sewing gear, well lit, has its own air, electric connections at each station. It has modern adjustable ergonomic stools and chairs that can be adapted for their relaxation and the comfort of the person, the arms, the height, the tension in the back. And again, these are all attempts and deliberate attempts to provide a workspace that is ergonomic and efficient. And if a person is trapped, for too long a period in any one position, or is in repetitive motion, that sooner or later something has to give. And it will either be the person, or it will be dampened through some sort of adaptive equipment, furniture, ergonomic things, as opposed to just a simple chair, which will be awfully uncomfortable. It's not padded. These are. The arms can't move, and if you have persons of different size and weight, it can be, incredibly uncomfortable. This way, all these things can be moved to adjust. Plus, you have feet that are and number usually in 5. So you don't have an unbalanced environment like a 3-legged stool, which can be highly unpredictable. A milking stool, you can find 6 ways to fall under the cow, and not the case here. We want those chairs to remain steady, evenly distributed in terms of the weight when a person's seated, and not when they get out of them, they don't go flying all over the place due to Newton's second law of motion, which is for every action there's an opposite and equal reaction. So we don't want chairs flying around. We want even distribution of weight. We want things that are adjustable, highly customizable in the person's work environment, and we believe, and we're supported by a lot of studies, that a person who can adapt as the day goes on, who can adjust their work environment, is A, happier, B, will produce better workflow and quality, and most importantly is that the safety and security of the person is forever at a point of attention for us as an organization, and it gives flexibility for individuals to adjust their work environment to suit themselves. This is Hugh McElroy. I'm the president and CEO of the Dallas Lighthouse for the Blind, and it's been an extreme pleasure to be with you today and to view some of the wonderful photos that have been taken of some of the most favorite people in my life. And those are the artisans, the people who teach, the people who execute with such perfection. And in our work environment at the Lighthouse, beautiful garments, beautiful works of art in and to themselves, that they produce flawlessly and with reliability in a very, very happy and open, safe, secure work environment where they enjoy themselves, and in between, during breaks and various things, that they have respite also in comfort and enjoyable settings. We love our lighthouse, and we hope you do too.